email from Nebraska. Will you discuss the current status of Judicial Watch's lawsuit regarding Vice President Cheney's staff receiving anthrax shots before the October outbreak?
Well, this is another good example of how certain people consider themselves to be above the rest of us. On September 11th, I think it'll come as a shock to a lot of people, but it's been reported by the New York Times and other major news organizations and confirmed by the White House. The President's office and Vice President's office went on CIPRO, the antibiotic that was used to combat anthrax when it was undertaken. We represent the postal workers here in Washington, D.C., and several throughout the country, hundreds of them, who contracted anthrax by virtue of the terrorist attacks. The White House went on CIPRO. It must have known that either an attack was underway or was imminent. Yet other individuals, such as the postal workers, weren't given anthrax for several weeks, not even after the Senate got attacked by anthrax, and Senator Daschle's staff and all of his aides, including himself, they went on antibiotics. So why is it that a group of African Americans, primarily from Brentwood Post Office, get denied treatment and in fact are being sent back to work while the post office is still contaminated? But the White House is taking care of itself on November 11th, and the Senate, when it gets attacked, also immediately gets medical assistance. It shows you that some people in this country are less than equal and are not treated like the political elite. So we're representing the Brentwood postal workers. We have brought lawsuits, and we are bringing lawsuits, not just to uncover all the facts, particularly with regard to what happened in the White House, but to sue these elite who subjected our clients to a very serious health risk. And I might add, since September 11th, I think most people don't know this, 8 Brentwood postal workers have died. They are seriously sick, both physically and emotionally, and this is a serious situation. And this is a good opportunity to show the American people that there's 2 classes in this country. There's the real powerful elite here in Washington, and then there's the rest of us, and we're going to equal the score here. That's what the framers of our Constitution required.
I wanted to bring up a topic that's, well, maybe some of the difficulty of being a senator is those anthrax letters. The anthrax letters went out to Tom Brokaw and Tom Daschle. I always wondered, the FBI solved the case. It was Bruce Ivins, a deranged scientist from Fort Detrick, and why did he send those letters, and how did he pick his targets? Well, he worked at Detrick, and he worked on anthrax vaccine. And there was legislation introduced to exempt soldiers from taking the vaccine because it was a dirty vaccine. It was a bad vaccine. He's the one that developed the vaccine. He sent a letter. He said something like, I memorized his letter. It said, "We have this anthrax. You are all going to die. Are you scared now?" And I thought, why would a scientist from Ohio send? But could that have been his motivation? And
it's a puzzling set of circumstances, and I must say I have a lot of very mixed feelings. There are those who suggest that Mr. Ivins may not even be the person ultimately responsible. I think I give credit to the FBI for all of their work, and Bob Mullins was very good about sharing his developments with me. But I have to say, what could motivate somebody to do that, and whether it was Mr. Ivins or somebody else, it's something. I guess the good news for us is that while 28 of my staff were exposed, not one had any lasting effects, and so we can be thankful for that. But obviously very, very troubled by that experience and the realization that it could happen again. And to be in a position to protect ourselves in a much more proactive way is something that we've given a lot of thought to.
it must have been Bruce Ivins plus someone else, because if you're a scientist from Ohio, there were other things like death to Israel and Maniac, things like that, that a scientist from Ohio hard to believe he wrote that.
It really is, or from anywhere else for that matter.